I'll not ask you to like, share or subscribe to this video. I don't care. Do I? Maybe. But that's not important. I want you to watch this video until the very end. If you want to do anything in 2022 in Web3, I have something important for you. Web3 is such an interesting place. If you want to do anything great, you have to identify these small patterns very early on. You have to identify these currents very early on and then ride on top of it until they become the wave. And today in this video, I'm going to tell you about one of such pattern that I have recognized, and I'm going to do something about it. And if we want to collaborate, you and me, I'll tell you a way how to do it at the end. But I'll tell you about this pattern right now, which is very subtle. It's like a current. So this pattern is the relationship between two things in the crypto world. One, NFTs, non-fungible tokens. And two, games, video games, any game, HTML, web-based game, any game that we have played. I'll tell you 4 relationships between NFTs and games in this video. All 4 of them are very important. Some of them are easy, some of them are not that obvious, but I'll tell 4 of them that I have identified and I'll reveal all the secrets to you. Let's start with the easy one first. NFTs in games. We know games. I mean, if you talk to anybody in the crypto space these days, all they'll talk about NFTs are not just artworks. They could be weapons or costumes in video games that we play, the mobile games in the mobile games that we play. Everybody, it's so obvious. It's so easy. The very simple relationship. NFTs to be used in games. How do we make use of this information? How do we make use of this relationship? If you are planning to make any game, or if you're in the middle of making any game, why don't you introduce some weapons, some items in your games that are not just in-game items which are controlled by your game or your servers, but which are really controlled by blockchain as an NFT. That's the opportunity. The very obvious one, very simple one. So now that is out of the way, let's go to some non-obvious ones. Second, games derived from NFTs. Now, what do we mean by this? I'll tell you a story of a project. The project is called Loot Project. Now, you just go to lootproject.com and all you will say is black boxes with 6-7 items written on in it. The items are written in white colored text and the box is black. That's the artwork, that is it. And the founder of this Loot project just launched these NFTs and he said, I do not know any purpose of these NFTs. Why don't you derive purpose from it? These are interesting enough to come up with something creative based on these NFTs. So why don't you interpret what these NFTs could become? And people have derived not one, not two, but dozens of games based on these NFTs. So the second opportunity is games derived from NFTs. So how do you make use of this opportunity? So if you see a very popular NFT or an NFT collection out there, could you make a game, standalone game, in which this NFT becomes an in-game item, where this NFT is used in the game? Can we do that? That's an opportunity. Now on to the third one, even more less obvious. And this is very interesting because it's very close to my heart. What is it? You know what I do there? I've written all these opportunities on my whiteboard because the only difference is the prepositions that we use in between the word games and NFTs. So first one was games in NFTs. Second one was games from NFTs. And now the third is games of NFTs. Now what do we mean by of NFTs now? What if we take NFTs and instead of treating them as some in-game tiny item, what if these NFTs are our players? These NFTs are something which are the first party important thing of the game. I'll give you an example. Most of us have played something called trump card game early in our childhood. Yes. So we would trade Pokemon cards, wrestlers cards, sports people cards, and we play it with our friends and win their cards. Sometimes we lose our cards. But trump card game, what if we do it with NFTs? What if whatever NFTs that you own, you go into the battle and the other person whom you do not know comes into the battle with his or her NFT and both of you agree on some reputation or some score, some property. Both the NFTs are revealed, the scores are revealed, whoever has the highest score wins the other person's NFT and the NFT just moves out of your wallet to their wallet or comes from their wallet to your wallet. Now the games which do not consider NFTs as a small in-game items which are optional, but NFTs are the first party piece of the game. So this is my third pattern, and this is how you can make use of this opportunity. Fourth one, and this is so less obvious. This is the part I really have to explain it to you. These are games as NFTs. Right now, all the NFTs that we see, most of them are photos. People use them as profile photos, it's fine. Some of them have tried to be moving photos. They are photos, but they're moving. some animation, little bit of 3D rendering, some movie, 30-second clip, some moving photo, GIF. Again, little improvement. Some people have tried to make some audio. Again, it's fine. So these are all different kind of media. When I see media, I remember very early days of internet. In those early days, which we call Web 1. By Web 1, we mean the websites that we saw were only read only. You could only consume something from the website. You could not react or interact with the website. There was no input box, there was no check box, there was no like button, there was no share button, nothing. All you could do was just read from the website. In those days, you could actually right click and save the web page to your computer, and the entire web page, the entire valuable thing, you could copy it on your computer and keep it with you. The very same thing is possible these days. You could right click and save a profile photo or a movie or an audio. It's fine. But then Web 2 came. Web 2 said, you not only can consume something, you could also give us something back. I mean, you could interact with the video. You could post something on your Facebook wall. You could make friends on social media. You could follow some other people. You could subscribe to YouTube channels. Maybe you can subscribe to this one. You could subscribe to the YouTube channels. You can react. You can interact with the media. You can interact with the Web 2. Now comes Web 3. And with Web 3, we see the media is treated still as what websites were treated in Web 1, which is only consume only. What if we make the NFTs as interactive media? What is one interactive media that we have all interacted with? Interactive media all interacted with? Yes, what is the one interactive media that we have all interacted with? Video games. What if the entire NFT is the video game? How do you make use of this opportunity? I'll give you an idea. What if you see an NFT? NFT is just an image, probably. Just an image or maybe a moving picture, it's fine, whatever it is. But this NFT gives you a prompt. It's like a puzzle. It gives you a prompt. How do you solve this puzzle? It leads you to a URL of a very obscure website. You go to this website, you solve some puzzle. As soon as you solve this puzzle, this NFT changes into something. It gives you a next clue, next clue. It's like a treasure hunt game. It's not very high fidelity game, but it's a game. It's an NFT that you can interact with. There have been some projects where the NFT, the artwork changes as soon as you transfer it between wallets or transfer it from yourself to somebody or somebody else transfers it to a different wallet. But what if this artwork changes when you really interact with it in a more meaningful manner than just making a transfer? So NFTs that are games, big opportunity. Maybe this year, maybe next year, but big opportunity. So I've told you 4 very interesting patterns between NFTs and games. Let's revise all 4. First, NFTs in games. Very obvious, very simple. You take in-game items, convert them into NFTs. Everybody is talking about it. Second, games from NFTs. Like NFTs are already out there. NFTs were the things that were first created, but then you derive a game out of those NFTs and you give more value to those NFTs in the community. Games derived from NFTs. Second. Third, games of NFTs. You take an NFT and you make a game out of it. Like trump card game. And in these games, NFTs are not just optional in-game items. These are important pieces of the game. And fourth, very less obvious, very important, very risky, and super rewardful if we could do anything about it. Games as NFTs. So these are 4 ones, and I might do something about it. I might not do something about it. But if you want to collab with me and do something about it, just like see my pinned comment in this video. Just drop me a DM on my Twitter handle. Send me a DM. Let's collaborate. If you've done anything in Web3, let's collaborate and do something between NFTs and games together. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make a small community where we build stuff, not just learn about it. I'm happy to do it. And please do not like, share or subscribe to this video. Just DM me on Twitter. Oh, wait. Also, one last thing. And do not comment on this video also, please. Yeah, just DM. Now, bye. I'll not ask you to like, share or subscribe. This director is like eating my brain. It may take 1 year, 2 years, 1 year. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe over here, somewhere over here, or you can watch this next video. I'm sure you'll like it.